Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little Saturday matinee here from St. Francis High School. We join the action in progress. 7:10 left here in the first quarter. Buttles takes a shotgun snap. Now it's going to be a handoff to Dominic Cook Jr., and he is wrangled down. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like he lost a yard there, so that's going to bring up third down. Right now, Catholic Memorial, the Knights out of West Roxbury, Massachusetts, they lead 6-0. They took the opening drive of the game, 80 yards down the field, all run plays. Had a couple big runs from quarterback Kais Flannery, and he capped off the drive with a 4-yard rushing touchdown. The PAT was no good to make the score 6-0, and now St. Francis, this is their first offensive possession of the day, and their first third down of the day here inside the red zone. Low snap, Buttles give to Cook Jr., gets wrapped up by the ankles, lunging forward. And the Knights defense indicating they got the stop there, and they did. So it's going to be fourth down, first fourth down of the game here for either team. And we'll see what they elect to do here. The offense is staying out on the field here on fourth down and short inside the red zone. They're going to go. 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Buttles lines up in the shotgun. He's got two receivers to the near side of the formation. Here's the snap, and there's movement up front, and the flag comes out. And Buttles got him with the hard count. That's going to move the chains. So first down and goal after the penalty. Catholic Memorial, they have come out and not been very disciplined to open this game. That's now their fourth penalty. The Red Raiders a little short-handed coming into this game. Buttles is in, but they're without their other stud running back, Tyrone Clark, but they have a very solid backup in Dominic Cook Jr. It feels almost disingenuous to call him a backup. It's more of a 1A, 1B situation with those two. Now here's a shotgun snap to Buttles. Mishandled the snap a little bit. Gives to Cook Jr. falling forward, but just shy of the goal line there, down at the 1-yard line. Going to be third down and goal. Last week for Dominic Cook Jr. had a monster game against St. Andrews. Had 176 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns to go along with 4 tackles. Here is the give. No, Buttles looks like keeps it himself and gets thrown down, and he is short. So again, their second third down attempt of the drive, and they come up empty. That's going to bring up fourth and goal. And I would imagine they will keep the offense on the field here and go for it once again. The Knights defense were able to get this stop. That would be the ultimate display of bend but don't break there. And the offense staying out on the field. 2 receivers to the near side of the formation. Buttles in this shotgun being flanked by Cook. He's going to roll to his right is Buttles. Now looking for somewhere to cut. He throws it the last second, and it is caught for the touchdown. Matthew Zielinski at the last second. Some great improvisation there from Trent Buttles, finding his man on fourth and goal, and that's going to tie the game here with the point after pending. 3:39 left in the first quarter. And now on for the point after attempt here. Snap down, kick is up to take the lead, and it is good. So both teams exchanging blows here to open things up. Each team takes their first possession of the day, down in for 6. And the difference here, special teams early on in this one, the Red Raiders lead 7-6. talking a little bit more about this Catholic Memorial team. As I mentioned, out of West Roxbury, Massachusetts, they come into this game 1-0. They defeated St. Thomas Aquinas out of Edison, New Jersey, 35-7 last Saturday on September the 6th, and they had the bye week last week, so early season bye for Catholic Memorial. They're coming into this game well rested. A season ago, they went 12-0, 5-0 in league play. They won the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association Division II Super Bowl last year with a 39-21 win over King Philip. And now we'll see their offense back on the field here.
So, Tanner, we want to let everybody know we apologize. We had some technical difficulties. It looks like we're fully up and running right now. You're seeing it on your screen as we speak. So, hopefully we got it back to where we need it to be.
And we got you all caught up on the action there, as there is the return out to the 20-yard line. It's Ian Messiah on the return.
21, Ian Messiah with return. Number 8, Larry Hardy with the tackle.
And as I mentioned, we were unable to catch it there, but the
from their own 30.
first drive, I misspoke. He returned it out to the 30-yard line, did Messiah. But that first drive, all run plays for Catholic Memorial, including a big chunk run from Kais Flannery to get him down into the red zone. Now here's a man in motion, and Flannery is going to keep it himself. And here goes Kais Flannery, rumbling. The ball is out, and there's a mad dash for it. Let's see who's got it.
Flannery with the carry. Fumble,
I think it's staying with them. You saw a great job of jumping on to be able to get that one. It came out clear as day from here. But I'll tell you this, Tanner, I don't know if you've been noticing, but those runs are going straight up the middle. And you could see that line right now for them is just opening up the middle of that field so they can run right up the gut right there.
And now here's the first down snap. It's a throw to the near side. The pass is caught and driven out of bounds at the 50-yard line. That is Ramar Thomas, who, Tom, we were talking about at pregame. This is a kid that's a natural quarterback, and he is committed to play at a D1 university, but just with the speed that he possesses, they want to get him involved any way they can, so he catches a pass right there and gets to midfield.
Yeah, he's committed to play at Harvard is where he's committed to play.
That's
I'm sorry, Boston College. Boston College is where he's already got his commit.
Yes.
Not commit, but an offer.
And there is Kais Flannery. He is taken down at midfield. It's going to bring up third down. Flannery is committed to play at D1 Harvard.
Yes, when you said quarterback, that's what triggered it. But no, it's Boston College. I apologize.
For Ramar Thomas. And Terrence Ware gets the tackle there. So it brings up third down and 2 from midfield. This is the first third down of the game that the Knights have faced. Now they're going to come out under center. And Flannery fakes the pitch, keeps it himself, and Flannery, with the second effort there, is able to plunge ahead and pick up the first down for the Knights.
Flannery with the carry. First down, Knights.
But I'll tell you, one of the things so far for St. Francis you got to like, they went right down the field as we saw Catholic Memorial on that first drive. But you got to like the answer they come back with. A quick answer right there to be able to score. And that's huge right there for the confidence of the St. Francis team here locally.
No doubt about it. While we have a stoppage in play here, since we couldn't do it earlier, let's take a moment to thank our featured sponsors for today's game. Those being Damon University, Richmond Vona, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, G&G Fitness Equipment, Wingnuts Buffalo, SUNY Cortland, as well as Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy, Lewis & Lewis PC, Colvin Cleaners, B&T Supply, Western Division.
Gorgeous day here over in Hamburg here at St. Francis, but just a great day. This is the kind of days like this truly is a close to fall type weather right here that we're really getting a chance to enjoy today.
Here's Flannery with a play fake dropping. Now he's going to roll to his right, sets his feet, throws deep, and that is incomplete. Through the hands of the through the outstretched hands of his intended target right there. Flannery looking down the field for Owen Judy, but that falls incomplete.
know he wanted that one back. That went right through his hands. He did have to go up, though, to be able to get that. He was going to make a good catch if he did. But you know that's a wide receiver that says, boy, I want that one back, especially when the defender goes down right in front of you. And sometimes the reason it's most hard is because you're thinking about getting in the end zone.
Second down, Flannery on the keeper right up the gut, and he is taken down after a nice chunk there on second down. Brings up third and short. Larafis Green on the tackle.
And I'll tell you, I'm going to look at the same thing right here if I'm Catholic Memorial. I'm going to go right up the middle there. I've had success up that A-gap. I'm staying there.
Instead, they pitch it here on third down, and falling ahead, picking up the first down is Ibrahim Kaba, the ball carrier.
Even there, the pitch, where did he go, though? He ran right up the A-gap, right up the middle right there. That is something that is, to do that constantly, it means you keep winning the line of scrimmage, and that's so far on the offensive side of the ball that Catholic Memorial has won.
First down, Flannery, play fake. Now he's going to throw this one down the far sideline. The pass is caught, and down inside the 10-yard line is Isaiah Simmons.
And a great catch right there. You see he's going to get turned around. We're going to see the replay right here. Here comes the replay. Now watch when he comes down. He's going to actually go and then get turned around, you can see, and still makes a great catch and goes down to get that first down for Catholic Memorial.
So Flannery showing off that dual threat ability of his. He can run, he can throw. And he hits Isaiah Simmons there for a big gain. Now here's a give coming to the near side and spinning off a tackle. Now taken down inside the 5-yard line. That is Liam Kraby, the ball carrier.
And Caden Wright was the first one to get there. He wasn't able to make the tackle, but what he did was he kept that runner from going into the end zone so his teammates could come back and help out.
Second down, they toss it again, and this time it is 6. That is Christian Simmons, the ball carrier there. We saw Isaiah make a play earlier in the drive, and now Christian Simmons caps it off from 4 yards out.
We'll take a look at that replay right after the extra point here. And they may be going for this, especially after a missed one, right? Sometimes you'll see them right away go for the 2-point conversion, and we're going to see that right here, Tanner.
The last point after attempt was no good. It's going to be a pitch back to Ibrahim Kaba, and he gets in. So the 2-point conversion is good. That makes it 14-7.
We can take a look at that replay now on the touchdown. Here comes that replay, and you're going to see it's the same what we did, just that nice misdirection, and it goes right up the middle. But that's been their focus today. It's been right up the middle for the runs. Now the question becomes exactly what we said was the good part of the first drive for St. Francis. Can they come back now with their own answer and keep this game tied if they could come up with an answer right here as we go into the second quarter here shortly?
No shortage of offense here to open this one out. Now both teams 3 for 3 scoring touchdowns. Or I should say 3 drives, 3 touchdowns. Obviously 2 for Catholic Memorial, 1 for St. Francis. We'll see if they can match it once again here.
Tell you, if they do, you feel like we got this. It's going to be one of those 50-49 games on our hands. Whenever Tanner and I get together,
That's
though,
right.
we normally have a great game. We've had some big ones, too, as we've talked about in some previous broadcasts, Tanner. But we've had some games that have just been ones that have been for the memory banks.
No doubt about it. And this one shaping up early. Granted, we still have 3 quarters left to go. Here's the return for St. Francis, and gets gobbled up by the turf monster there. So that'll set them up inside their own 30-yard line here in the dying seconds of the first quarter. The last drive, we caught the tail end of that. It was capped off by Matt Zielinski, receiving touchdown from 1 yard out on 4th and goal. Trent Buttles doing a good job improvising on that play. Now it's first down and 10. Buttles in the shotgun, being flanked to his left by Dominic Cook Jr., who gets the call here on 1st and 10. Running behind the right side of that offensive line, little jump cut, trying to find a hole there, unable to do so, and he is enveloped in the backfield by the Knights defense.
Loss of 2 on a play.
And with that, that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Time to make the switch to the second. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Red Raiders when we come back. They trail by 7 here on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Welcome back here to St. Francis High School, home of the Red Raiders. They trail right now at the top of the second quarter, 14-7, facing a 2nd down and 12. And this game has all the makings of a shootout right now. And for St. Francis, this would not be the first shootout they've been involved in this season. We'll talk more about that after the 2nd down play. Here is Buttles looking for some room to escape. Now he pirouettes back to the near side of the field, going to throw cross body. He finds Dominic Cook Jr., and now Cook Jr. staying on his feet. And he'll get to the 30-yard line, so all that for a pickup of about 5 there. It's going to make it 3rd down, but great job by Buttles, once again showing off the improvisational ability.
And remember, Buttles didn't get a chance to play a lot last week, so this is his opportunity right here. Has a little bit of an injury, fights through it right here, showing exactly why he's been named that starting quarterback. But also, when you got guys like Dom Cook Jr. that could play running back, that could play wide receiver, that could play defensive back, that could go up to play a linebacker position, this kid can play anywhere in the field.
3rd down, Buttles. He is pressured immediately. He's going to roll right once again, and he throws to Cook Jr. Had to dive down for that one, and now a late flag coming in.
And that's that helmet that came off right there, so it's got something to do with that. Tanner, I got a fun score for you. Big upset brewing right now. Syracuse takes a 24-7 lead over Clemson.
Wow.
And that's a big game right there for locally here in upstate New York.
And there's a personal foul on the play against the Catholic Memorial Knights.
And that's that face mask is exactly what it was, and that's the reason why that helmet probably comes off right there. And that's a reason why he gets to stay in the game. As we know, if that helmet comes off, you normally need to sit out of play, but because that was forced off with a penalty, he gets a chance to stay in that game.
So there we go. They get the 1st down. That's their first 3rd down conversion of the game for St. Francis, and it comes by way of penalty, so they get a new lease on life here this drive. Buttles in the shotgun. He fakes the handoff, now throws it to the near side. It's caught by Aiden Hopwood, and he is escorted out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and short here. Like about 2nd down and 3.
2nd and 3.
Second down and 2, I beg your pardon. Here's the shotgun snap, and the give goes to Dominic Cook Jr. right up the middle, and he falls forward for a Red Raider 1st down.
Another up the gut right there, and they did that. You could see is one of the guys they're running behind is obviously number 55 out there. William Workotter right there does a great job because you're going to run right behind your center right there, up that A gap to be able to be successful.
That sets up a 1st down in plus territory here for the Red Raiders. Here's the shotgun snap, dropping back. Buttles, now he is forced to roll, and he's just going to tuck it and run. Big crease up the middle there for Trent Buttles, lowers the shoulder, and he's got another first down for the Red Raiders.
And you can see Catholic Memorial's getting penetration. That's the reason why we're seeing Buttles roll out as much as he is, because of the penetration that's coming into the backfield. Great job of rolling out, and the minute he rolled out, he saw there was an opening and took advantage of it for the first down.
Both quarterbacks showing off their rushing prowess early on in this one. And that last one for Buttles gives him a first down. Here's the snap. He's going to come left now, and he's going to let it fly toward the end zone. That one is high and incomplete. Another flag is down.
Boy, almost the same spot, but the opposite side of the field this time right there. As you can see, they're trying to take advantage right there in the corner of the end zone.
And that's going to be now the 6th penalty against the Knights. They have struggled with penalties early on here in this game. Brian Green was the one being targeted there.
But remember, it's not a spot foul. It'll be a 15-yard penalty. It's not even an automatic first down, Tanner. It's got to be a first down by the yards there on one of those penalties. We know, especially because different states do have different rules, but there's only 4 automatic first downs. It's roughing the quarterback, it's roughing the kicker, roughing the punter, or roughing the holder. Those are your 4 ones that are automatic first downs.
So now first down and 10. Here's Buttles under pressure, and down he goes. Taken down there. Ibrahim Cabo is in there. Been playing running back, obviously. That's his primary position, but getting after it as well there defensively, taking down Buttles, putting him behind the sticks here for second down.
And I'll tell you, that's what we talked about, the penetration. There were 3 guys that got into the backfield right there. That's why we've seen Buttles be able to do rollouts. He's gone both sides because what he's trying to do is to take away some of that penetration.
Man in motion. Here is Buttles. Pressure coming once again, and that is incomplete. Looks like they're trying to set a screen there for Dominic Cook Jr., but the Knights defense all over it. Third down and long upcoming.
And I like that call of the screen right there, because that is a great call from when you're seeing penetration come into the backfield like that. When you see that type of penetration, you take advantage of it because they have been penetrating, so not realizing that you could be setting up right there for a screen.
Timeout on the field. We'll take one here as well. 8:57 left in the second quarter here on Western New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYathletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Welcome back here to St. Francis High School. 8:57 left in the second quarter. It is third down and long here for the Red Raiders. These teams have scored touchdowns now in the first 3 possessions of the game and looking to make it 4 for 4 here, but a lot of work to do. Here's Buttles climbing the pocket. He escapes the rush. Now going toward the far sideline. He's got the first down. He's got more. Trent Buttles, touchdown.
Boy, I'll tell you this, was St. Francis glad to get this young man back this week. He has come up big. That right there was something that we hear when you watch an NFL game that you hear all the time. You want to see your quarterback step up into the pocket. You saw that penetration coming around him. He steps up beautifully in the pocket, sees he has a lane, and takes advantage of it all the way into the end zone. Great run right there by St. Francis's quarterback.
And now they will attempt the extra point with 8:47 left here. Snap down, kick on the way, and it is high and good. Who doesn't love a good 4 for 4? We got 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns here, knotted up at 14 with 8:47 left to go in the second quarter, thanks to a long rush around, I believe, 36 yards there for Trent Buttles.
So this is going to be which team may make the first big defensive stop in the game that may change the momentum of what's going on. So right now the focus will turn to the defenses to say who's going to make the stop because of how these offenses have gotten off to such fast starts.
And as I mentioned, this would not be the first shootout that St. Francis has engaged in this year. Their first game of the season, it was a 42-35 win over Jackson out of Ohio, and then they won a much lower scoring 20-15 game last week against St. Andrews College. The last time these two teams met up, that game was a shootout. It was 50-36. Catholic Memorial came out on the high side. These two teams have supposed to have met each other last year, but St. Francis had to forfeit due to widespread illness among the players, so that game was not contested last year. They did play in September of 2023 with Catholic Memorial winning 50-36. Now the boot, and running underneath it to field it at the 20-yard line. Now on the run back to the 40, 50, one man to beat. It is the kicker, and able to do so. Going to take it about 80 yards there for the touchdown. Christian Simmons, he just got into the end zone on their last offensive possession. Does it again here. Takes the kickoff all the way back. And Catholic Memorial back on the high side.
Play right here, probably catch the end of it, which is what we did, but you can just see his speed, and when he broke through the middle, gets it out to that sideline, and then uses that speed the rest of the way to take it into the end zone. Great job on special teams. We talk about this week after week, Tanner. Special teams will be a reason whether your team wins or loses any game out there, especially in high school football.
No doubt about it. So took all of 11 seconds there to score 14 points. You saw the rushing touchdown, long rushing touchdown by Trent Buttles, and then Christian Simmons with the answer. They're going to send the offense out here and go for 2. Here's the snap. Flannery, the pitch back to Ibrahim Kaba, fighting forward, and he's got the 2.
So we talked about which defense was going to make the stop first out here, Tanner. And to me right now, what's going to be difficult right here for Catholic Memorial is their defense not getting a rest. They're going to come right back out on the field right here to try to stop the offense of St. Francis. But they still have to do the same exact thing that they've done on the first 2 drives. Can they answer again and still keep this a tie ball game? But this is going to be very, very interesting is the fact that they just went for a 2-point conversion right here. Now are you forcing St. Francis to do the same thing when they come down if they're able to score on their drive?
Absolutely. 8:36 left. We've seen 2 touchdowns in the last 11 seconds of game time here. 22-14, Catholic Memorial leads. And it was done all thanks to Christian Simmons and Ibrahim Kaba. And those are the 2 players that were going to have to step up for Catholic Memorial to replace their all-world running back from a season ago. Last year's Boston Globe Division II Player of the Year, Makai Dodd, who had 1,386 yards, 22 total touchdowns. He's now a member of the Boston College football team. And those were the 2 players tasked with replacing Dodd, and they've done a good job in this game thus far. Now here comes Aiden Hopwood on the return.
Yep.
And he gets pulled down. Yep, another flag coming down.
And that one's going to be a horse collar is what that's going to be. This should be another 15-yarder right here.
Isaiah Simmons, the guilty party.
So if you think about this, even though some of them weren't 15 yards because they were down inside the red zone, that right there is the 4th 15-yard penalty that's been called against Catholic Memorial right here. Right? 2 passing interferences, the face mask penalty, and that penalty. That's 4 15-yarders that we're out here talking about right now.
And they have 7 overall compared to only 1 for St. Francis.
Wait a second. It's going the opposite way. So, no, what wasn't the call? The call is actually going against St. Francis on this one.
Okay, I'm not sure who they ended up pinching there on that penalty. It looked like Isaiah Simmons tackled Aiden Hopwood.
I agree with you. That's what it looked like right there. But obviously, this had to be some sort of a hold before that. We only saw the play at the end, but there had to be a hold, and it was half the distance because they're inside the 20 right now.
That's a big field position swing with that call. Now here's the give to Cook, and not much room to roam there. He gets taken down after a short gain on first down, gain of 2.
And I'll tell you, as St. Francis gets into play here in Western New York, one of the players they are missing right now, they are missing their running back, Tyrone Clark Jr. is also with Dom Cook. It's a two-headed monster that's in that backfield, and we'll see him come back. Hopefully he's going to come back from injury quickly as well.
Second down, Buttles, pressure off the edge. He's forced to step up now. He's rolling to the right. He's going to throw deep. That pass is incomplete, and there comes the flag.
That's that short pass. You throw it a little bit short. The receiver sees it, comes back to try to get it, and the minute they come back, boom, it's going to be a passing interference call just like what that was right there. So now I take it back. Now it's the fourth 15-yard penalty. I apologize, folks, because we did think that last call looked like a horse tackle. It wasn't. It was a hold that went against St. Francis, but this time it'll – oh, wait a second.
No flag on play.
He picked up the flag. So the question would be right there, did they pick up the flag because they didn't believe the ball could be caught? Because there was a lot of contact right there, right? To me, that's probably the reason for the pickup of the flag right there.
You could make the argument it would have been catchable if the DB wasn't in his way and the receiver could have worked back to the football, but you have to go back and look at the replay on that one. That's a bang bang. See if the DB got his head around there.
Yep, you're right, Tanner.
Anyway, it's third down. Buttles pump fake. Now shovels it underhand to Cook. And here goes Cook. He's got the first down and more. Dominic Cook Jr. in the open field.
Look at that speed, Tanner. Look at a breakaway speed he showed right there.
That's going to be an 88-yard touchdown for Dominic Cook Jr. And how about the heroics there from Trent Buttles? Again, he rolls out to his right. He pulled a Josh Allen there like he had the shovel pass to Jackson Hawes on Thursday Night Football. He just kind of shovels it underhand there to Cook Jr., and he says, I'll do the rest.
You could say the last one was a Josh Allen touchdown, too. The way he stepped up in the pocket and took off right there. He is showing unbelievable performance today at the quarterback position for St. Francis.
That's now the third touchdown of the game.
And here's the replay. You catch it right as he breaks. So look at as he's breaking away, just showing how fast that he is into the end zone. What a great job right there. Quarterback to running back, and both of them were electrifying on that last play. And remember we talked about what's going to happen now. St. Francis is going to be forced to go for 2. They are going for 2 right now. So now it becomes, we'll see if this keeps happening on throughout the game, and will it be 2-point conversions is the difference.
Buttles, and this play is going to be stopped. A timeout is called by the Red Raiders. So we'll get the point after attempt here after this on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do. Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness, your goal is our goal.
Welcome back here to St. Francis High School. Here comes the point after attempt for St. Francis. They just scored on an improbable 88-yard touchdown. Trent Buttles to Dominic Cook Jr. Now here's the snap. Buttles, it's an option. They give it, and lunging forward, not going to get there. That was not Dominic Cook Jr. on the carry. That was Larry Hardy, and he was unable to get into the end zone. So in a game like this where points are at a premium, we mentioned special teams again. Not that that's, you know, special teams in a sense, but
oh,
again,
it is absolutely. Extra point is absolutely special teams out there. But we said this, what Catholic Memorial did was force them to have to go for that 2-point conversion right there. Now it could come into this game is who's going to be the one to stop the other one on that 2-point conversion, and it could be special teams whether you win or lose the game.
Right. So Dominic Cook Jr., if you're just joining us, in the past 59 seconds, we've seen, well, actually, past minute and some change, we've seen 3 touchdowns. Trent Buttles had about a 36-yard rushing touchdown. Christian Simmons for Catholic Memorial takes the ensuing kickoff, 80 yards for a touchdown. Then Dominic Cook with an 88-yard receiving touchdown. And Cook, he had a massive performance in their game last week against St. Andrews. 176 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. Also had a rushing touchdown and a 2-point conversion in their Week 1 victory over Jackson. So he is really shouldering the load, especially with no Tyrone Clark. Here's the kickoff return. It's muffed, and the Knights will just fall on it around the 30-yard line.
Did you see the wind affect that? The ball was moving in the air. The wind will have effect, and if we look actually outside at the flags are moving very well. So absolutely, we could see at one point where the wind could have an impact in the game. But I'll tell you right now, Tanner, to me, this is an important drive even for Catholic Memorial because they need to get that defense some rest on the other side of the field right now. So to them, it's take some time off the clock, make sure that we can at least let our defense rest. And I'll tell you, as we know, there are guys that are playing 2 ways at the same time. So just that breather could be really important right now for the defense on their side.
And they have the run game to do it. Timeout is taken, so we'll take one as well here. Back after this on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age?
Back here, first down and 10 for Catholic Memorial. Coming out shotgun, setting up a screen over on the far side of the field. That's going to be a first down and more. Down the far sideline, and he's going to outrace everybody. Touchdown, Catholic Memorial, 71 yards. And this time for the Knights, it is Ramar Thomas showing off that speed. That's why he's a D1 commit. There is a flag down, however. And the referees talking here around the 35-yard line. Penalty is against.
Oh, it's both ways. I think it's 2 penalties on that one. One looked like a personal foul one way.
So they'll still get the first down. The touchdown gets wiped off the board there. But still a very sizable gain, no less.
After the Knights penalty, it's 1st and 10 from the Red Raider 28.
As I was about to say, so much for taking time off the clock, right?
Yeah, indeed. And here is the give coming near side. This is Isaiah Simmons following his blockers, and he is down inside the 15-yard line. And that'll be another first down for the Knights as they enter the red zone here for the third time today.
1st and 10 from the Red Raider 18.
Boy, I'm starting to think that maybe that 50 to 49, we're underestimating the scoring in this one here, Tanner.
I mean, we just scored 3 touchdowns in a minute 12 span. Here's a man in motion across the formation. Flannery calls his own number, and Flannery roll out the red carpet. He's in for the touchdown. 18-yard scamper there for Kais Flannery, and that makes it an 8-point game with a point after attempt pending, and we'll see what they want to do here. They've only attempted 1 kick for their point after attempt. It was after their first touchdown of the game. It was no good. And now Catholic Memorial 3 for 3, all of those touchdowns now inside the red zone. And the offense will stay on the field here. Here's the snap. It's a pitch to Ibrahim Kaba, and he is bottled up and taken down short. So there we go. Both teams now, their last 2-point conversion attempts unsuccessful. St. Francis couldn't convert after their last touchdown, and then their defense steps up and keeps it an 8-point, a 1-possession ball game here.
And that's big, like what we talked about. This is now keeps that, if St. Francis can come down and score, we're going to see the same exact thing. They're going to have to go for 2. This could turn to be a battle of 2-point conversions.
So now 28-20, the Knights lead here in the second quarter. A season ago, they averaged 41.5 points per game, did the Knights. They scored under 40 in only 5 of their 12 games last year. Their season low was 29 in their season opening loss to Cardinal Hayes last year. That means in 7 of 12 games, they scored over 40 points, including 2 over 50, one of those being a season-high 56 against Leominster. So they can put points on the board in bunches. They put up 35 in their season opener, and they're well on pace to reach that again here in this game, and in all likelihood surpass it. This kick goes out of the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
And the Knights kick goes through the end zone for a touchback.
And this just feels, with the way the offenses are moving the football, it just feels like a heavyweight bout, just going blow for blow here to start this game off.
And again, this defense for Catholic Memorial's got to come out again. They barely had any rest right here inside this second quarter, and that's something that St. Francis has got to take advantage of right now. They take advantage of it and put points on the board. They could easily come down and try to score or tie this one up to really make this a very interesting second half.
See what the Red Raider offense has in store here for this possession. Buttles in the shotgun on this first down and 10, and it is a handoff to Cook Jr., and he is wrapped up and taken down there. Ibrahim Kaba was one of the players in there on the stop.
Great turnout here today for the St. Francis High School. It's pretty much, there are not many seats available in the stands, and then if you look over near the concession stand and the building where you enter in, it's standing room only all the way over there. So we actually have a great turnout right here for this game. And sometimes you don't see that when you bring in a team from out of state, but boy, they are really showing up here.
Second down, here is Buttles looking for some room to roam there, and he gets taken down for another loss. So 2 plays, and they both gone backwards here. That's going to set up third down But to your point on the crowd here, we do have a good crowd on hand, even for Catholic Memorial. I spoke to the mother of one of the Catholic Memorial players, Dimitri Lambrakis, said she made the 7-hour, 20-minute trek from Massachusetts here to Buffalo yesterday, as I'm sure did many other Catholic Memorial fans that we have in attendance here.
Look at you. I never heard you talking to fans like that before. Look at that. Tanner, take it to another level.
Here we go, 3rd down. Buttle steps up in the pocket, and now you got a couple of Knights there meeting at the quarterback and taking him down. So the defense mentioned how for the Knights they want to be able to get off the field here just to get some rest. And they force a 3-and-out here, and being backed up in your own territory as far as they are. The punting unit comes out for the first time today for either team.
Please make your way to the gate entrance to the field at this time. Thank you.
Now the punt unit out here for the Red Raiders. This one high end over end, and it took a Catholic Memorial bounce, but then going to be down there at the 45-yard line. So Catholic Memorial will get a very nice drive start here in enemy territory at the 45 of St. Francis to start things off here.
I think that was Evan Greenow who absolutely made that catch right there. Did you see that was going to bounce backwards towards St. Francis? Did a great job of going up and grabbing that so it didn't go backwards like it really could have. Very smart heads-up play right there on special teams by him.
They say football's a game of inches, and often it's the hidden yardage like that that can sometimes make differences in these close games. Here is a handoff coming near side on 1st down. A little bit of unfriendly fire there, and the ball carrier taken down after a short gain on the jet sweep. It was Xavier Smith.
But that's the first punt of the game that we've had so far here. So now we've been talking about the defense of Catholic Memorial needing some rest, but they've really stepped up right here.
Now jet sweep to the far side of the field. Ramar Thomas, and a nice open field tackle there made to set up 3rd down. Kenneth Litzinger came up there and made that nice open field tackle on Thomas.
That's a great open field tackle, because if he doesn't do that, he's going to break that for a 1st down right there. What a great job of reading that play and reading exactly where he needed to be to make that tackle.
Now 3rd down, Flannery gonna keep it himself, and looked like they had him dead to rights, but he is still on his feet. Look at Kais Flannery rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way to a 1st down for Catholic Memorial.
I'll tell you, Flannery's listed at 6'2", 215 is what he's listed at. I got to tell you, he looks like he's about 230 out there the way he's playing. No wonder he's tough to take down.
And now there's a snap that's mishandled, ball on the ground, but looks like it is recovered by the Knights without incident.
Fumble recovered by the Knights.
They'll maintain possession here on 2nd down. And now looks like Flannery out of the game. Ramar Thomas is in the backfield. He takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself right up the middle, and he gets taken down after a short gain there on 2nd down. But as I mentioned, Ramar Thomas is a natural quarterback.
And I'll tell you, we've heard a lot about Thomas. They're actually saying that this kid may be one of the best players in his age, not only in Massachusetts, but one of the best out there in the country even. That's the kind of accolades this young man's already getting at this young age.
Flannery back in the game, 3rd down. He escapes the rush, now slips, stays on his feet, and Flannery fighting, spinning, and it looks like he's going to be short. There is a flag down as well in the offensive backfield. But, boy, how about Kais Flannery being able to stay on his feet there, make something out of nothing.
First of all, I can't believe it looked like he stumbled through how many tackles right there. He broke 3 tackles that looked like he was going to go down right there. But a great job, but obviously the penalty right here for holding is going to take that one back.
So it was all for naught there for Kais Flannery. And it'll bring up third down. They'll retry it here, this time from behind the chains. They have not yet failed on a third down this game. They're still shooting 100% from the field here on third down.
You could say neither team did, Tanner, until that last set of downs for St. Francis, so they're trying to match it right now.
Flannery, three-step drop. Now he's forced to roll right, and he steps up through the middle, and he gets taken down, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but won't get much further than that. Brings up fourth down, and we'll see what they elect to do here if they want to send out the field goal unit.
And another great open field tackle right there. Did you see that? Especially because the way we saw right there, Flannery was making some good cuts, did a great cut to try to get there, but a great open field tackle to stop it and make this a fourth down. But we're going to see a long field goal attempt right here.
They are going to send out the field goal unit. It's Matthew Chiaraco here for the field goal attempt. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right. So good job there by the St. Francis defense. Had their backs against the wall pretty much from the start of that drive. As the Knights started from the 45 of St. Francis, they bend but don't break, force the long field goal, and they get out of that with no points allowed.
Boy, both defenses step up right here as one set of downs. Catholic Memorial steps up. Now St. Francis with the answer. It's been an answer by St. Francis every single drive. They've answered in some sort of format right here. 111, not a ton of time, but still enough time to see if they can make something happen and see if they can put any more points up on the board.
1:11 left here. They have a chance to potentially tie this game heading into the locker room. Here's Buttles. He's going to show off the cannon on first down. Down the sideline. It is incomplete.
Good defense right there. You saw he just got his hand right in front. It made it very tough to catch. We saw him go step for step down that sideline. I like the shot. I do like the call, especially when you got a one-on-one matchup right there down the sideline.
He was targeting Mason Anderson, not to be confused with the Mason Anderson, the young quarterback that we saw last week for West Seneca West, but they have their own Mason Anderson here in St. Francis. Receiver, here's the give on second down to Cook Jr., and he gets wrestled down there after a short gain on second down. Making the tackle there was Mac Fitzgerald. And a timeout is going to be called by the Knights.
And that's a good call because if they make a stop right here, they're going to turn around and try to get St. Francis to punt this ball, and they could get really good field position with a little time left to at least take a shot for points.
Just like we saw earlier. Meanwhile, for St. Francis here, third down, obviously. Only thing you don't want here, no negative plays. You can't have a sack. Obviously, can't turn the ball over. So you'd like to get the try and get the first down here, but gotta be smart. And for Trent Buttles, he's done a great job commanding this offense so far today. Has 3 total touchdowns, 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. He was spectacular in their Week 1 win, 42-35 over Jackson. In that game, went 14 of 29, 257 yards through the air, 2 passing touchdowns. Also had 55 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, along with 10 tackles and an interception as well. Tom, you mentioned earlier about guys playing both ways. Buttles is one of the guys that can do that, whether it be quarterback. He can play some defensive back as well. We'll see what he has in store here on third down. Hopwood in motion across the formation. Buttles, play fake. Now he is going to roll to his right. Throws on the move. That one is, let's see what they say, incomplete. Diving attempt there at the interception, but Catholic Memorial unable to snare it there. Jaden Johnson had a good shot at it. And it is fourth down, and mission accomplished there for the Knights defense as they force the punt here.
I want to show you something right now. This is something great St. Francis does. If we go to camera 2 real quick, we're going to span over. What's going to happen right here at halftime? They're all waiting for them over there. Check that out. Look at that right now, waiting for them at halftime to go over there.
Here's the punt, and this time it's going to take a Red Raider bounce going back to midfield here, and it'll die right at the 50-yard line. So 32 seconds left for the Knights offense to try and put some points on the board here. Their last possession ended with an unsuccessful field goal attempt, so they're now 0 for 2 in the kicking game. They missed the PAT after their first touchdown and missed a long field goal there. So if you're the Knights, it's either 6 or nothing, it seems like, at this point, with their woes they've had in the kicking game. So they'll have 32 seconds here to make something happen. Here's Flannery with the 3-step drop, and the whistle comes out. And we'll see there's a flag down in the secondary.
It looks like there was too many men on the field.
Legal substitution, Red Raiders.
So it is indeed on St. Francis there. That's their 3rd penalty of the day. Makes it a 1st down and 5. Here's the snap. Flannery, and we got another one. No, it looks like there was no penalty. It was just a clock issue. Had to add a few extra ticks there. So it remains 1st down and 5. Now 30 seconds remaining here in this first half. A very exciting first half. No shortage of explosive plays. Isaiah Simmons in the backfield next to Kais Flannery. Here's the snap. Flannery hanging tall in the pocket. Now he throws underneath. Got a 1st down along the far sideline. That is caught by Caleb Garrity. And not only do you get the 1st down there, but the clock stops with 23 seconds.
Great point. Just going to say the same exact thing right there. Tanner did a great job. That's so important to make sure that you can stop that clock, get the 1st down, live for the next play, have more than enough time.
1st down and 10. Here's Flannery in the shotgun. Buttles is in the game for St. Francis at safety. Rolling left is Flannery. Now he's going to call his own number down the sideline. And Kais Flannery once again picks up a 1st down and gets out of bounds with 15 seconds remaining. Flannery doing some real damage with his legs here in this game. They're inside the red zone once again here. They're 3 for 3 in the red zone. 3 trips, 3 touchdowns. Here's Flannery. He's going to roll right. Stiff arms a man off of him. Now Flannery throwing to the end zone. It's high and incomplete. Caleb Garrity there just a little bit out of his reach. And now a flag comes in late down around the 5-yard line.
He went up there and almost got that. Yeah, so an ineligible receiver downfield on that one right there. So that'll go back, but still more than enough time to at least take one more shot right here towards the end zone. But this is right about where they went for the field goal. Do they try to kick a field goal again as well? So we could see a couple different things happen right here as far as decision-making process for Catholic Memorial.
And it looks like a timeout is called by Catholic Memorial. You can't take them into half with you, so might as well spend them here, get all the guys on the same page. But as you mentioned, Tom, a couple different options here. Obviously, Flannery can get it to the end zone with his arm. You have to take into account his legs. Might be able to scramble for a few yards to get him a little bit closer of a field goal attempt here if he doesn't like any of his options in the passing game. And we'll see what they do here. We'll take a timeout and be back after this. No, we won't. We'll keep it right here.
It's a big play right here, though. St. Francis wants to keep this as a one-score game. So to them, this is a big stop that they need to make right here. And then flip it on the other side. Think of the momentum that could happen for Catholic Memorial or the Knights if they can get this in there and put points up there on that scoreboard. So this really is a big play for both teams to go with momentum into halftime.
First down here. Flannery in the shotgun. He's got Simmons to his right in the backfield. Here's Flannery. Short drop. Now he is going to be flushed left, and he's going to throw crossbody toward the end zone. It is incomplete. Flags come out. With zeros on the clock here, the flag comes out as Flannery put it up toward the end zone.
So we think this is probably going to be passing interference against St. Francis right here. And if it is, it means it can't end on a defensive penalty right here. So they will have time to run another play.
And it is indeed a penalty against the defense. Pass interference, so they'll have one more chance at it. And looks like Flannery and the offense coming back out on the field here, so they will not elect to kick it here, and they'll take one more crack at the end zone here. Here's the snap. Flannery, they're going to pitch it. It's a double pass to the end zone. It is caught for the touchdown. Isaiah Simmons got it on the pitch, and then he throws it in turn, and it is caught by Charlie Todd for the touchdown.
Here's the replay right here. You can see great pitch. You saw him right when that pitch happens. Watch this, Tanner. You can see him slowing up and already getting ready to throw the ball. That was absolutely designed to happen, and a great job as he finds him inside the end zone and got that touchdown that we talked about. Was huge momentum that will go towards Catholic Memorial right here. And again, another 2-point opportunity, but a flag thrown again right here.
And on the 2-point conversion attempt, there you go, whistle's blown.
Yeah, this was strange because the flag was thrown and they still let them run the play right there. So they picked up the flag. The flag was thrown prior to the play. They let them run the play, stopped it then, and then now picking up the flag, and we'll see then Catholic Memorial try again, go for this 2-point conversion.
All right, so we'll try this again here. Flannery, man in motion. It's going to be a handoff on the reverse there, angling toward the near side, and the 2-point conversion. We'll have to check on the flag. But if it holds, it'll be good there for Christian Simmons. And it was against Catholic Memorial.
Boy, a strange end right here to this first half with the amount of penalties that just happened on the last couple of plays to get the touchdown and trying to still get the 2-point conversion.
They'll keep the offense out here and try again. 4 receivers. Here comes one in motion. It's Isaiah Simmons. Now Flannery pressured. He's going to step up. Now he's going to keep it himself. And Kais Flannery gets the 2. And there's no laundry down on the field, so it will count. Oh boy, 36-20 here. Very entertaining, high-scoring first half. But the Catholic Memorial Knights starting to impose their will here toward the end of this first half. Time to make the switch to the second. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll recap as best we can. Get started on the second here on Western New York Athletics.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. you will get super high level communication, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA, with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYathletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Level Media is a locally owned and operated, multi-purpose media company right here in Western New York. You'll find us everywhere, covering the Bills, Sabres, Buttes, Bisons, Big Four basketball, local college sports, and much more. Our staff offers a variety of media services, from video production, live event coverage, audio broadcasts, professional voiceovers, camera operation, and videography. Visit www.300levelmedia.com or give us a call at 716-427-2600. This is 300 Level Media.
Welcome back here to St. Francis High School, home of the Red Raiders. Right now they trail by 16, 36-20. against the Catholic Memorial Knights here out of West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Before we get too far, we'd like to take a moment to thank our featured sponsors for making today's broadcast possible, those being Damon University. Damon University is a private non-sectarian university in Amherst, New York, offering undergraduate and graduate level degrees. Visit damon.edu to schedule a tour today. Richmond Vona. Richmond Vona LLC is committed to you. Being involved in a serious accident creates a whirlwind of changes. We know how serious the effects of a car accident can be on the victims and their families. At Richmond Vona LLC, we have helped our clients recover over $175 million. We have the skills and experience necessary to handle a full range of car accident claims, including those with multiple parties and catastrophic injuries. Call 716-671-4341 for your free consultation today, or visit richmondvona.com. Logistics Plus of Buffalo for all your transportation needs, full truckload, LTL, dedicated, and drop trailer moves. Logistics Plus Buffalo is a one-stop shop. Email buffalo@logisticsplus.com for your next shipment or warehousing needs. G&G Fitness Equipment is a full-service provider of specialty home and commercial fitness equipment. Locations in Buffalo, Rochester, and Syracuse. Visit livefit.com. Wingnuts Buffalo, located near the Buffalo Airport at 4600 Genesee Street. Dine in or order for takeout, open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. through 10 p.m. Visit wingnutsbuffalo.com. SUNY Cortland. SUNY Cortland stands out as one of New York's top public universities, a medium-sized school that offers academic strength across 68 majors, a high quality of student life, and a degree that pays back graduates. Visit www.cortland.edu to schedule a visit today. We'd also like to thank Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop, and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy recognizing the top linemen in Western New York, Lewis & Lewis PC, 37 Franklin Street, Buffalo, Colvin Cleaners, Elmwood Avenue in Kenmore, and B&T Supply Western Division. So that first half, a lot to go over there. It started with these teams exchanging touchdowns on the first 4 drives of the game. With 10:09 left in the first quarter, Kais Flannery scored from 4 yards out. The PAT was no good. That made it 6-0 Catholic Memorial. Then, on the other end, 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Trent Buttles rolled out to his right, found Matt Zielinski for a 1-yard touchdown. The PAT was good. That gave St. Francis the lead, 7-6. Then 20 seconds left in that first quarter. Christian Simmons capped off the ensuing Catholic Memorial drive with a 4-yard rushing touchdown. The 2-point conversion made it 14-7 Catholic Memorial. In the second quarter, 8:47 remaining, Trent Buttles scrambling, scoring from about 36 yards out. PAT tied it at 14. The ensuing kickoff, Christian Simmons takes it back 80 yards to the house. 2-point conversion was good. Ibrahim Kaba made it 22-14 Catholic Memorial. Then the next drive, on a 3rd down, Trent Buttles finds Dominic Cook Jr., just kind of underhand shovels it to him. He does the rest, takes it 88 yards to the house for a touchdown. They failed on the 2-point conversion. That made the score 22-20 in favor of Catholic Memorial. Then 6:34 left in the second quarter. Kais Flannery, this is when the Knights began imposing their will. 18-yard rushing touchdown. 2-point conversion was no good, 28-20 in favor of Catholic Memorial. Then the dying seconds there, the trick play, the double pass. Flannery pitches to Isaiah Simmons. He in turn finds Charlie Todd in the end zone, about a 6-yard receiving touchdown, and the 2-point conversion. A Kais Flannery run made it 36-20. So, Tom, we mentioned special teams might play a factor in this game, but now it looks like the St. Francis defense is going to have to step up and make a stop here. Obviously, the offense has to do their part. They are going to get the ball coming at a half here. They have to put it in for 6 and then find a way to get the ball back, stop this Catholic Memorial offense somehow so they can tie this game.
Yeah, no doubt. You've kind of covered everything right there. It definitely will be about right now St. Francis coming out, having to put points on the board quick, and then the defense going to have to make some stops in the second half if they're going to get a chance for this one. We talked about how tired that Catholic Memorial could have been inside this one. But tired or not, they capitalized and did everything they needed to do defensively and offensively to get the lead right here with what they have.
And the Red Raiders coming back out onto the field. We will step aside here, and when we come back, we'll have the start of the second half here from St. Francis High School. Red Raiders and Knights.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
After this.
Wing nuts. You still got to go.
Have you guys tried Room 40 yet?
Looking for the perfect spot to throw your next party? Say hello to Room 40, our private event space at both Wingnuts locations. Maybe you got a birthday, a graduation, anniversary, business event, rehearsal dinner, or even a sports banquet. From intimate get-togethers to rowdy celebrations, Room 40 is built to handle it all and fits up to 60 guests, with custom food and drink packages, flexible setups, legendary Wingnuts hospitality, and all the wings you can handle. If you're planning a celebration or get-together in Buffalo, this is where the party's at. Local vibes, zero stress, all fun. Book Room 40 today and throw a party Buffalo won't forget. Hit the link in our bio or visit wingnutsbuffalo.com/room40 to book now.
All right, well,
I'll go if you go to Wingnuts.
Deal.
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYathletics.com. You can thank me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
At Richmond Vona, we are seriously dedicated to bettering the communities that we serve. You will get super high level communication. We will get you back on your feet, and you are getting a team of dedicated attorneys, paralegals, case managers. At Richmond Vona, if you call us quickly after your accident, we'll help you get it filed for you. We have more team members. We have the best systems and processes, the best technology, and our team members are motivated and incentivized to move our clients' cases along as quickly as possible, but without sacrificing the amount of money we can get our clients. Because at the end of the day, we are not some settlement mill. We are not like some of these TV lawyers who just want to get you the first settlement offer and get you out the door so they can move on to the next. If you put your trust in us and hire us, we promise to take care of everything. Call us as soon as possible so we can start the investigation to fight to get you the settlement you deserve.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Welcome back here to St. Francis High School, home of the Red Raiders here. We are ready to get the second half underway. The Knights lead 36-20 here on the road. Interesting stat about the Knights. last year in road games, they were undefeated, went 4-0. Their last road loss was in October 2023. They lost 19-8 at St. John's Prep. They averaged 49 points per game last year in road games. The fewest points they scored in a road game last year was 41 at St. John's. And their 3 other road games, they scored 48 points, 51 points, and their season high last year, 56. Conversely, through 4 road games last year, they only allowed 35 points, and 28 of those 35 came in one game. They held their opponents to single-digit scoring in 3 of their 4 road games last year, 2 of those 3 being shutouts. So they are very good on the road, and obviously they've allowed a few points here to St. Francis, but still they're no worse for wear after the almost 6.5-hour trek here to Hamburg from West Roxbury, Massachusetts. And their defense will be out on the field here to start off the second half. Looks like Dominic Cook Jr., one of the deep men. The ball's not even going to make its way back there. It'll be fielded around the 20-yard line. And here's the run back past the 30, 40, 50. Looks like there is a flag down. And finally the returner taken down there in Knight territory. But we'll have to check the penalty here.
I hate to say it, Tanner, but that's normally right where there's some sort of push in the back, holding penalty that goes against that receiving team. Very rarely do you see a penalty that goes against the team that's kicking off unless it's an offsides or some sort of personal foul penalty right there, or, you know, when you say personal foul, it's usually on the tackle. But obviously you're going to see it go backwards right here, and this did go against St. Francis.
So that negates what would have been a nice return there. Would have been a good shot in the arm for the offense, but they still have possession no less, and this is a big drive for the Red Raider offense here with the way that this Knight offense on the other side has been able to put points on the board in bunches. They need something here to stay in this game. There's a nice completion to Aiden Hopwood. He's staying on his feet, stiff-arming away from defenders, and Aiden Hopwood fights his way into plus territory on the first play of the second half for St. Francis.
And that's the start St. Francis needed to get off to. They're looking to try to make this back to be a one-score game right here. So this first drive was absolutely pivotal right now to be able to see that game stays close.
The junior, Hopwood, making the reception. Now Buttles throws to the far side of the field. That is incomplete, out of reach of Matthew Zielinski. Zielinski had a touchdown reception in their Week 1 victory. Last season had 10 receptions, 170 yards, and a touchdown to go along with 24 total tackles, 2 passes defensed, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Also plays basketball for the Red Raiders, averaged just under 13 points a game last year on 44, 40, 70% shooting splits. Here's Buttles. He's going to roll to his left, now sets his feet, and he's going to launch this one deep for Hopwood. It is intercepted.
I can't believe the turn in the air right there. That was an incredible play. Let's see if we can catch the replay right here, Tanner.
Jaden Johnson on the interception.
He literally went, you can see as it looked like it was going to be caught, but what a great job by him to pivot in the air as it came down a little bit lower for him to take it away. And now, again, another big defensive stop right here for Catholic Memorial.
I thought that was going to be a dual possession situation with both the receiver and defensive back having possession there, which in that case, dual possession always goes to the offense. But Jaden Johnson made sure that that was going to be out of the question there as he just ripped it away. Jaden Johnson last season for the Knights had 44 total tackles, 9 passes defense, 3 picks. As on first down, here's the give to Ramar Thomas, and he gets dragged down for a loss there on first down. Good play by the Red Raider defense, but last year Jaden Johnson named second team, as it looks like you've got a man down. Johnson named All-State second team according to the New England Football Journal.
We got 2 players down. We got a player on each team down.
Yes, indeed. Ramar Thomas on the run for Catholic Memorial. Can't quite see who's down. Looks like the Red Raider that was shaken up was able to get back up and walk off the field, but still some concern for the Knights here as one of their men is down. We'll step aside while they get that squared away. We'll be back after this on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your...
Back here early in the third quarter, we had an injured Knight, and he was helped off the field with the assistance of his teammates. Meanwhile, we resume play here. Kais Flannery with a give up the middle, and it looks like they'll get some of the lost yardage back from the first down play, and that'll put them right back at 3rd down and 10. The Knights defense just forced a takeaway. Jaden Johnson got the interception, and his grandfather was very jubilant in the stands after learning it was his grandson that got the interception. So now it is 3rd down for the Knights offense. Flannery in the shotgun. Here's the snap. Flannery is going to throw near side. Pass is caught and breaking a tackle, picking up the 1st down, and finally wrestled out of bounds there. Dominic Cook Jr. made the tackle, but not before Caleb Garrity slipped away and picked up a 1st down.
And that's big, because we were just about to say is, boy, if St. Francis can make a big stop here, you could get yourself great field position. So how important is that catch right now there? It gives you some room and now opens the offense back up for Catholic Memorial.
1st down, Flannery, 3-step drop. Now he is going to fire this one deep down the far sideline, looking for Ramar Thomas, and that is incomplete.
Flannery's pass intended for Ramar Thomas, incomplete.
Looked like he had to turn back the other way, which made that real difficult. Sometimes when you go back and turn from one way to the other, you lose a little bit of a balance and you can't get up in the air as high as you want because of that. So a little bit of a tough play for him to be able to make that catch.
Maybe Flannery adjusting a little bit for the win there as it's kind of blowing diagonally across the field toward us, toward the press box. So he threw that one a little bit more toward the sideline, became more of a back shoulder ball than just a go ball, as Flannery keeps it himself there on 2nd down and gets tossed down after a short gain to bring up 3rd down. They just converted their last 3rd down through the air. This one will be much more manageable, about 3rd down and 4.
Can't believe he busted through that line. It looked like it was going to be just stop right there, and then all of a sudden at the end you see him gain an extra 2-3 yards. By the way, he just came through that scrum that was out there.
Now 3rd down. It's going to be a give off tackle, Ibrahim Kaba, and he finds a seam there running down the far sideline. Staying in bounds, now he cuts it back towards the middle. It's a foot race, and Ibrahim Kaba is going to take it to the house. Touchdown. 64-yard touchdown for Ibrahim Kaba, and to add insult to injury, you've got a man down in the offensive backfield for the Red Raiders.
What a great job. When you see that cut back in, because it did. It looked like he maybe were going to go along that sideline, may go out of bounds, and literally pivots, comes back into the field. What a great job as he then showed his speed as he takes off across the field all the way into the end zone. But that was a great run by him. First to get through the blockers. Blockers do a great job of opening that hole, and you could say is from the 55 yards on, it was all him the rest of the way.
First touchdown of the game for Ibrahim Kaba. Meanwhile, they continue working on the injured Red Raider back around the original line of scrimmage. So we'll step aside. Well, you get him back up on his feet here. And he'll walk off with the help of the coaching staff. It looks like that is Damon McGreer, the injured Red Raider, the sophomore defensive lineman. So now the Knights not going for 2 here. They'll send out Chiaraco, who is 0 for 2 on kicks today. Missed a PAT and then missed a field goal attempt. Snap is down, kick on the way, and he got a good hold of it that time. PAT good, makes it 43-20 here with 9:18 left in the third. Well, neither team made a lot of mistakes here today other than some penalties, no turnovers or anything of that until the last drive. Buttles threw an interception on the deep ball. And now the Knights able to make good, and they're starting to pull away here.
Yeah, we talked about it coming into out of halftime. We really felt St. Francis had to come and score in that first set of downs, and unfortunately turns the ball over on a fantastic play by Catholic Memorial, but now becomes almost a must score right here if you're gonna have a chance to win this game or stay in this game and keep it close. All those things right now become so important for St. Francis right now to answer, and we'll see if they're able to do that. They've been able to move the ball. It's not like they have not moved the ball or not been successful, but that's something they're going to have to do right now on this drive.
As the lead now has ballooned up to 23. Dominic Cook Jr. back there to return, along with Mason Anderson. And it's over the head of Anderson into the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
You know, we talked about the special teams a little bit, Tanner, too. Like, at least when you look at a score of 23, it's only 1 2-point conversion you're really talking about here. You're not talking about having to come down every single time, then score and get a 2-point conversion. You can kick an extra point in there to kind of get momentum and get things going back on your side if you're St. Francis.
But first, got to get the ball in the end zone before you can worry about the 2-point conversions. Definitely need to get some points on the board here to the Red Raiders, and they'll come out slinging on first down. Buttles throws it. It's caught by Hopwood, and there he goes, stiff-arming once again, working against Jaden Johnson, who had the interception on the last possession, but this time Hopwood gets the better of him there, and that's going to move the sticks for the Red Raiders.
Johnson does good job of staying with him, though. Did you see he doesn't let him go? He's trying to break away, because if he breaks away, it's another 15, 20 yards right there. But Johnson does a good job of keeping him at least so he can't get those extra yards.
4 wide, 1 back. Here's the snap. Buttles sets, fires, and it is complete. That time it is Zielinski, and he'll pick up a modest gain on first down. Looks like Buttles took a shot after the play there, but he pops back up to his feet, and he's been decisive with these last 2 throws, knowing where he wants to go with the football, getting it out quickly. And to add on to it, you've got a flag, looks like, for the hit on Buttles after the play, or after he released the ball, I should say.
Some of the things you have to look at, too, if you're St. Francis to move the ball, and that's why I like the adjustments right now. You see the quick throws, the quick outs. He's getting the ball out of his hands so quickly that it doesn't matter if the defense right there is getting great penetration, because the ball's coming out of your hands so quick, they're not getting a chance to get all the way in the backfield to make some sort of disruption back there.
First down, Buttles is going to be almost sacked. He keeps the play alive. Look at him go, Trent Buttles. And he is going to turn that play somehow into a positive gain, into a first down. I thought they had him dead to rights on a couple different occasions there, but somehow he creates magic and picks up a first.
Yeah, and you can see here's part of this right here, but what a great job. I can't believe he broke all those tackles that far back, But what a great job. Does not give up on the play and does everything he can to make that as a positive. That right there is a highlight reel that you want to be sending out at the end of this game, because that was one heck of a play.
Made numerous plays in this game with his legs. And now he'll try and make a play with his arm here on first down. Again, getting it out quickly to the far side of the field. That pass is caught. Looks like that is Mason Anderson for a short gain.
Gain of 5, second down.
And you like to see this here if you're a Red Raiders fan. Obviously, there's no 23-point play in football. You just have to take it one play at a time. Take what the defense gives you. And that's what Buttles has done here. And now he is under pressure. He gets away from it again, throws down the sideline. It is caught by Mason Anderson inside the 5-yard line.
Wow. There was 2 wows on that one. First of all, again, I can't believe Buttles breaks through that, gets an opportunity to set his feet and gets it over to Anderson. Then Anderson goes up against a defender right there to make an incredible play himself. There has been so many wow moments just on this drive for St. Francis alone.
Just what the doctor ordered here for the Red Raiders inside the red zone. Goal to go. Buttles in the shotgun. Here's the snap. The give to Dominic Cook Jr. Haven't called his name much on this drive until now. He fights through a couple tackles and spins into the end zone for the touchdown. From about 4 yards out, Dominic Cook Jr. And that is exactly what they needed to do on that drive. Dominic Cook Jr., his second touchdown of the game. He's got 1 through the air and now 1 on the ground. And Tom was talking about the 2-point conversions earlier. They only need 1. They're going to go for 1 here. Here is Buttles. It's an option. He pitches it back to Larry Hardy. And Hardy, after the pitch there, had trouble handling it there. So the 2-point conversion unsuccessful, but they get 6 points on the board, no less. It is 43-26 with 6:47 left to go in the third. Nice bounce back drive there for the offense after their possession before that. Trent Buttles threw an interception. So now they cut the lead down to 17 here. And now it falls back on the defense here to try and get a stop.
And Simmons back deep to receive the kick.
Which they have not done yet today. They have not yet forced a punt of this night's offense.
Virginia is to kick off for Red Raiders.
Yeah, the closest was the missed field goal. That was it. That's the closest to really a turnover when you look at it.
And now the kickoff there. Little trouble handling it, but the Knights are able to fall on it inside the 35-yard line.
And the Knights cover the kickoff at the 33 where it's 1st and 10.
Now the Knights offense takes back over. Last time they were out on the field, Ibrahim Kaba took it to the house, 64 yards out to make it 42-20. Obviously, you've got the answer from the offense. Now it's time for the defense to make a play here. As I mentioned, they have not yet forced a punt, turnover, anything of that nature. Now would be a great time for any of those things. 1st and 10, Flannery. He's going to throw quick. That pass is caught by Isaiah Simmons. So immediately the Knights start off giving the Red Raider defense a taste of their own medicine, what we saw from their offense last time out, the quick passing game. Ramar Thomas in motion across the formation. They fake it to him. Flannery escapes pressure, and now he is taken down, sacked. Looked like Dominic Cook Jr. got him. So Cook Jr. continuing to put his stamp on this game. Got the touchdown to cap off the last drive and makes a big play on defense.
Can this be the first set of downs that St. Francis makes a stop? It's big. Like, we talk about momentum in so many games. How many times do you see the switch of momentum inside games? 3-4 times sometimes you'll see it switch between teams. Is this the time for St. Francis to get it on their side?
Flannery throws to Simmons and fighting. He's still on his feet, and then good job by the rest of the defense rallying to the football. So they get the stop there on 3rd down.
But interesting spot on the field. 39, it looks like they are going to punt. But that's that interesting spot we talk about between the 40s. You see teams that have that aggressive attitude that says, we're going to go for it. We're going to make sure we think we can get it, especially by the way our offense is moving the ball. Or you're going to see somebody kick right here. So change, no, they're going to go for this.
Yep, offense on the field. Here is Flannery. He is going to keep it himself, falling forward. And it looked like with that second effort, he was able to pick up the first. We'll have to see where they spot it.
Look at that outside judge coming in. It is going to be tight. I think they got it, yeah.
He signals first down. Their second successful 4th down conversion of the game. And they keep this drive alive here in the 3rd. Flannery, play fake. Now he is going to throw near side. That is incomplete. He was looking for Charlie Todd, who caught a touchdown earlier in this game from Isaiah Simmons.
But I'll tell you, we see this all year. It's that in between the 40s, somewhere right about there, how many teams go for it and how many teams punt it away. But when you've got such belief in your offense and the ability to move the ball, that's the reason why we're seeing more and more teams go for it in that area. And, you know, you watch college, you watch NFL, it doesn't matter. The people would be screaming if that they went for it and didn't get it right there. But you can see happens much more in high school right now where they'll go for it in that position.
Ramar Thomas now in there at quarterback, and he's motioning around Christian Simmons. Now Thomas gonna keep it himself, and he is taken down in the backfield. Ramar Thomas, always a threat with the ball in his hands, but that time he gets bottled up and loses a couple yards, and it's going to be 3rd down behind the sticks. Somewhat of an unfamiliar situation here for Catholic Memorial, at least in this game.
Yeah, so far in this game, but this could be really big. This could be St. Francis's opportunity to try to get back in this one.
Looks like those linebackers mugging up in the A-gap there. Flannery dropping back. He's going to let it fly, and that pass is incomplete. No flag.
Pass is incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
Samuel Skalski there in coverage. Put his back on the hand of the receiver, but it didn't look like got a tug of the jersey, so they let it go, and now 4th down, and now the punting unit will come out.
First punt right now of the day, and it doesn't come until 4:08 left inside the 3rd quarter.
So the Red Raiders presumably will get the ball back here, down 17. And here's the punt, high, end over end, and it is going to take a Catholic Memorial bounce. And it'll be down right around the 21-yard line. So it's not over yet. The defense did what they had to do, getting the stop there for the Red Raiders. Offense was able to punch it in for 6 last time around. They're going to have to do it again here.
You know, for those of you who are St. Francis fans or understand the St. Francis field, I got to tell you, I think the seat of the house is over in the end zone under those trees over there on the hill. That is a great spot just to sit there and enjoy a game, I'll tell you that.
No doubt about it. At least you can get some shade over there on a beautiful day here in Buffalo. Should be in the low 70s at this point in the day. Here's Buttles. He is going to roll to his left, throwing crossbody. That pass is caught by Zielinski.
Matt Zielinski with the reception.
And he picks up a solid gain there on first down. 2nd down and 4. And they have really found something here in the 3rd quarter with this quick passing game.
Or his elusive ability. One
That
or
too,
the other,
that too.
right?
Here's the 2nd down play. Buttles, he's going to show off that elusiveness again. He's going deep. He's got Aiden Hopwood. And Hopwood inside the 30-yard line. And finally, Jaden Johnson gives him a little love tap there out of bounds. But a big play through the air for the Red Raider offense.
Play right here. What a great job. You see him, he steps up in the pocket again, and then this time, instead of taking off, finds him right there and gets those extra yards. Another great job. That is because of Buttles right there to come in and make such a great play. Boy, he really has been something to watch, I got to tell you.
4 receivers in the pattern. Buttles, he's going to go deep down the near sideline. That pass is caught, but I don't think he was in bounds.
Yep.
Brian Green in coverage there as Buttles was looking downfield for Kenneth Litzinger III, who made one heck of a catch, just couldn't get a foot down.
Second down and 10.
So that brings up 2nd down and 10. .333 left in the 3rd. Again, they go with the same formation, 4 receivers in the pattern. Litzinger isolated to the near side. Here's the snap. Buttles again climbing the pocket, but he runs right into Mac Fitzgerald as well as a host of other Catholic Memorial defenders and gets taken down.
On the keeper.
And it looks like no gain on the play, so at least a good job by Buttles to get back to the original line of scrimmage there, and that brings up 3rd down for the Red Raiders. Again, 4 receivers in the pattern. Cook Jr. to the left of Buttles in the backfield, and you've got movement up front.
So, Tanner, you've seen a couple weeks. You've done a game just about every week so far, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think as far as what you've seen here in Western New York and where Buttles is actually as a quarterback in Western New York?
Yeah, he is. I've been very impressed with him, and I've seen, this is the 2nd week now where I've seen 2 back-to-back great quarterbacks. Obviously, Mason Anderson for West Seneca West last week, and Buttles has been super impressive with his ability to improvise, scramble, throw, whether he's rolling right or left, his poise in the pocket, and again, you've got movement up front here.
Offsides, Knights.
It's back-to-back penalties on Catholic Memorial, so they just gifted the Red Raiders a 1st down there out of that.
Wow. You wonder what's going on with the cadence right now that he's doing out on the field, because obviously they are trying to jump, or they felt they've got something there. You wonder if he's changing the cadence right there that's making it harder for the Catholic Memorial defense.
Here's the snap, not jumping for it that time. And now Buttles will send Cook Jr. over to his right. Here's the snap. It's going to be a give to Cook Jr. running off tackle and able to get up the field and
Dominic Cook with the carry.
pick up a couple yards there and making his presence felt there by Jaden Johnson.
I'll tell you, I love Cook as a runner because you know why? He can run. We saw his speed earlier and how he has got breakaway speed, but he doesn't worry about contact. He will take contact on head on. so he can easily be a downhill runner to take on contact, but go to the outside and show you how fast he really is at the same time.
Cook Jr. was with St. Joe's last year and transferred over here for this season. And also their other lead back, Tyrone Clark, was a transfer as well. He was with Lackawanna last year, ran for 2,000 yards. Now here's Buttles. He's going to throw far side, the fade ball. It is caught! Inbounds for the touchdown, Mason Anderson. Are you kidding me?
Number 12, Mason Anderson.
Wow. Back shoulder ball, made the catch, got the toe tap and everything. That was incredible. He has made some spectacular catches today.
He wants to go celebrate now.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
going to go celebrate with his
section.
students.
Wow, what a grab, as he should after a catch like that. Even by NFL standards, I think that was a touchdown.
But again, does it now go again to what we've already talked about here? But how impressed are you with Buttles? Because Buttles right now did it again. He threw where only he could catch it out there.
And here's the extra point by Janis to make it a 10-point game. That is no good. So back-to-back touchdown drives here for the Red Raiders. They are not going down without a fight. It is 43-32. They keep chipping away here in the third.
Build your next connection. Earn your next internship. Crush your next goal. What will you do next?
Logistics Plus is a global transportation provider headquartered in Erie, PA with locations worldwide, including right here in Western New York. Logistics Plus is consistently recognized as a fast-growing transportation and logistics company, great supply chain partner, top freight broker, leading project cargo manager, and a great place to work. With a strong passion for excellence, our 500-plus employees put the plus in logistics.
For an efficient, personal approach for all of your transportation needs, more information about our Buffalo office is available at logisticsplus.com/Buffalo.
2:04 left in the third quarter. It is 43-32. St. Francis has scored on each of their last two offensive possessions. They had a 4-yard rushing touchdown by Dominic Cook. And then their last drive, Mason Anderson with a spectacular 16-yard receiving touchdown. And looks like they'll call for a fair catch at the 25. So for the Red Raiders, Tom, you mentioned momentum earlier. It feels like it is shifting. Does the defense have another one in them?
That's the question right there. I mean, we got this down right now to 11. If you're on the St. Francis sideline and going, okay, we've got some belief, but you nailed it right there. If they can get a 3-and-out or a big stop and have them punt, boy, that'll change the whole dynamics of this game right now.
Absolutely. But certainly no small order here to stop this Catholic Memorial offense, which obviously 43 points through almost 3 quarters. Here is the pitch back to Ibrahim Kaba, and Kaba slipping away from tacklers. The ball's out. Dominic Cook forced the fumble, and let's see who recovered. Catholic Memorial falls on it.
Yeah, it looked like recovering there was number 87. Charlie Todd was the one who actually recovered that one. But again, a great job. You can see St. Francis being active, trying to knock that ball up, especially when you see that running back going for those few extra yards. If that ball comes out at all, you're going to go ahead and knock it down.
Here's a pitch back to Christian Simmons, and Simmons falls forward for a few. Still going to be short of the first down by a couple.
But you remember, you got to think that they're going to get 2 shots at this. They are not afraid to go for it, as they've already done it right now inside this game.
No reason to even throw it here. Just keep the ball on the ground like they do right there. Kais Flannery calls his own number on the quarterback sneak.
And that's the play they seem to go for on short yardage almost all game is what we've seen. We've not only seen it for short yardage for first downs, but we've also seen that down inside the red zone or the goal line right there, where they've done the exact same type of play.
Oh, and you got a big guy like that, why not take advantage of it in that regard? Here's the pitch back to Ibrahim Kaba. And the ball is out again. And this time it looks like the Red Raiders have it, and they do. And a flag is going to come out.
He threw the ball up in the air, celebrating right there. That's going to go 15 yards the opposite way now because of that.
When he's getting a talking to on the sideline there.
He's just telling him, you got to keep your cool out there. You can't afford that, especially because of the field position you have. You're going to go from Catholic Memorial territory. Now you're going to go all the way back into your own area. So that's a tough penalty to take. Great job of being able to force the fumble, but you know that's not one that coach wants to see happen.
The fumble was recovered by Kenneth Litzinger III, the sophomore, and that's a good teaching moment for the young player there. And Ibrahim Kaba got a little shaken up on that play. It looked like they were working on, I believe, his right leg. He's the one that coughed up the football. But either way, the result of the play stands, turnover, and things just keep going the Red Raiders' way here in the third quarter.
Yeah, they're marching off the 15-yard penalty. So they're calling it a 5-yard penalty?
After the penalty, it's 1st and 10, Red Raiders from the Knights 45.
Apparently so.
So it didn't hurt as bad as it could have right there for the Red Raiders.
Right, now on first down, Buttles rifles one over the middle. That pass got deflected, and it is incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, that was deflected by Liam Conlon right there, number 42. Did a good job. You saw he was reading that, stayed back, held his ground right there, and be able to knock that ball down.
Liam Conlon, good young player for them. Returner from last year's team, had 46 tackles, 7 TFLs, 2 sacks, and an interception return for a touchdown. And we talked about Ramar Thomas on the offensive side, but he's another great young player on the defensive side for Catholic Memorial. Here's Buttles running away from pressure, and he's taken down. There he is, speak of the devil, Liam Conlon gets the sack. That makes it 3rd down and long. And just getting back to Conlon, according to 247 Sports, he is the 7th best linebacker in the nation for the class of 2028. Also ranked the 2nd best player in the state of Massachusetts and best linebacker in the state of Massachusetts, according to Prep Red Zone New England. He was named the top freshman football player in Massachusetts in 2024, according to High School on Sports Illustrated. So he is the captain of that defense, and he makes a big play there. It'll be 3rd and long when we come back. Start of the 4th quarter on Western New York Athletics.
Look, Patriot account is not going to close itself. Looks like you're going to be here late again. I need this by morning.
Oh no, not again. My son has a football game tonight.
At WNYathletics.com. You can link me later.
WNY Athletics, your home for high school sports.
Yes.
Back here at St. Francis High School, 3rd down and long, upcoming for the Red Raider offense. Just forced a turnover, but then Liam Conlon, the sophomore linebacker for Catholic Memorial, gets a sack to force 3rd down and long. 3rd and 17 to be exact. Don't have to get it all back in one play here. They could be 4th down territory. Depending on the outcome of this play, it is incomplete. Buttles was looking for Aiden Hopwood. Well, that falls incomplete, and now this is a punt situation, it looks like, for the Red Raiders, and unfortunate to force the turnover there. And
I don't know if it's a punt. I think they may go for this. And you might remember, we haven't seen some really far punts today. They may be better still trying to go for this, even if it's a turnover there, to see if they could get the ball down the field that way. I think they're going to take a nice shot right here.
All right, so the offense staying on the field here. Buttles in the shotgun. Here's the snap. And the whistle is blown. False start, so 4th and 17, going to become 4th and 22 here. I believe that's only the 4th penalty of the day on St. Francis. They played a relatively clean game on that front. And now the platoon swap incoming here, and they will be forced to punt. And that feels like a bit of a missed opportunity there for the Red Raiders.
All started out with this, what we thought was a celebration. We thought it was going to be a 15-yarder right there. Turned out to only be a 5, but it all started out from there that it went backwards from St. Francis. They're missing a guy out in the field, so they're calling somebody out right now.
Got that taken care of. Now, here's the punt just underway in the 4th quarter. And they get it off. Going to be fielded and fair catch called for at around the 25-yard line by Isaiah Simmons.
I was shocked he actually called for the fair catch right there. I think he had more than enough opportunity to run it. I think he thought it wasn't enough height right there and they were going to get on him, but he still had about 7-8 yards before somebody was going to get to him. So again, can the defense come up big again here, Tanner, is the big question.
Perhaps after that last possession with ball security being an issue for Catholic Memorial, Simmons just thought discretion the better part of valor there, call for the fair catch and not risk putting the ball on the ground here again. Now here's the offense once again for the Knights. Flannery, the give up the middle. This is Christian Simmons, and here goes Simmons. He gets the first down and then some, stays on his feet and is taken down just shy of midfield.
I'll tell you, it doesn't matter the running back that it's been on either side, or I'm even going to say the quarterback on either side because they've run the ball so much as well. How much have you been impressed with the yards after initial contact? The minute they get hit and they're all staying up and getting sometimes 15, 20, 30 yards more right after that hit.
Both teams been able to do that. Now here goes Christian Simmons once again. It looks like he went down just short of the line to gain there.
Simmons with the carry.
And he did. It's going to be 2nd down and short, but now this is where the Knights can just impose their will and keep this ball on the ground, run some time off the clock here. Here's a handoff and a 1st down run. Once again for the Knights.
First and 10.
As the clock now inside 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
That's what they want right now. They want that clock moving if they're Catholic Memorial. They want to make sure that their possessions become less and less to have St. Francis not being able to come all the way back.
Flannery, handoff once again. This time the Red Raider defense has the ball carrier bottled up there. That time Jaden Martinez gets the tote, the senior. And only managed a yard out of that play.
2nd and 9.
Christian Simmons back into the ball game for the Knights. And looked like Flannery still trying to get the play in there for this 2nd down and long. Here's the snap. He's going to throw a screen. That pass is caught on the far side of the field and now out of bounds short of the line to gain there. Makes it 3rd down and short.
32.
Now they get up under center, and there it is, the quarterback sneak once again, and Kais Flannery able to pick up the 1st down with relative ease there.
First down, Knights.
I'm not calling that a tush-push alignment, but it is obviously a very short yardage alignment, and they really have got it down well because every single time they've run that play, it's been effective for either a first down or a touchdown.
They certainly have their Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts type with Kais Flannery. They're a big guy who's able to punish defenses with that sneak.
He really is, and no doubt we're going to be hearing about his name on Saturdays when he gets a chance to be able to play college football.
For Harvard, now here's the give on the jet sweep. Isaiah Simmons slips out of a couple tackles, and now Simmons turns what should have been a no-gainer into a plus play.
Again, another one of those breaking tackles right there and getting another 4 or 5 yards out of that after he gets hit. They teach you all the way in Little Loop, Tanner. Keep your feet moving. Never stop those legs, and that's the reason why they teach that right there, because you will get extra yardage, and you will break through if you can keep those legs moving.
Here's Flannery. Fakes the give to Simmons, now keeps it himself, and Kais Flannery down inside the 10-yard line. He sure does move well for being a bigger quarterback.
Well, he's only listed at, like I said, 215. I said, but he looks much bigger than that, obviously with pads and everything on. And when we say bigger, I mean muscles, thick. That's what I mean by bigger out there. And he really just has the opportunity to do things running the ball or passing the ball. He is a dual-threat quarterback.
Now a pitch and then a handoff to Simmons. There's some trickery there for another Knights touchdown. So 7:33 left. And that might be the dagger here. Don't want to write off the Red Raiders too quickly, but it's going to take a Herculean effort at this point.
But I did say, right, one of the teams was going to get here.
50.
It said it felt like it was going to happen, and it did.
I mentioned earlier, the last time these two teams met in 2023, it was Catholic Memorial who came out victorious 50-36. And depending on the outcome of this two-point conversion attempt here, and it looks like they're going to call a timeout. Didn't have everybody on the same page here, so we'll take a timeout as well. Be back after this on Western New York Athletics.
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Back here from St. Francis, it is 49-32. The Catholic Memorial Knights have just scored a touchdown, and now they'll try and tack on two. Man in motion across the formation to the near side of the field. Flannery is going to keep it. Now he's looking to throw. Fires to the end zone. That is incomplete. Looking for Christian Simmons, so not quite a 50 burger here. They will stay at 49. Score remains 49-32 with 7.5 left to go in the fourth. Before the next Red Raider possession, I'd like to take a moment to thank our featured sponsors that make today's broadcast possible. Damon University, Richmond Vona, LLC, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, G&G Fitness Equipment, Wing Nuts Buffalo, SUNY Cortland, as well as Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Cha-Cha, Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy, Lewis & Lewis PC, Colvin Cleaners, and B&T Supply Western Division.
Well, we've seen crazy things happen inside games. What kind of finish do we have in store for us right here is going to be the big question.
17 points. It's a lot as Mason Anderson muffs that kick, but he's able to scoop it right back up and takes it up past the 20. 7 minutes left, a 17-point hole. Certainly not insurmountable here, but a lot of work to do, and scoring at least 6 here would go a long way. Preferably 8, but they got to get the ball in the end zone here first and do it in a relatively short order.
So, Tanner, how excited are you this year, though, for the Canisius St. Francis game?
Well, it's going to be fun.
Right? You know that's going to be one that's going to be fun. We got different movements all over the thing. And then don't forget the St. Joe's St. Francis game or St. Joe's Canisius game as well. Right now, in our polls, you got 3 Monsignor Martin teams locally. 1, 2, 3 is what Frank put them in the polls. Canisius was 1, Franny's was 2, and 3 were Joe's. Out of all the teams in Western New York, they went 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fun. With these two tremendous talents with Trent Buttles and then obviously Eli Kimball for Canisius. There's going to be some fireworks in that one, to say the least, as you've got back-to-back runs here to a very good ball carrier in his own right, Dominic Cook Jr., and he picks up a first down.
So think about that. He comes from Joe's to Franny's. So how much of a rivalry is that going to turn out inside that game? And then you talk about the Kimball runner. We haven't talked about Clark because he's not playing in this game. But Clark and Kimball have been playing since they were freshmen. These two have been the freshman-sophomore sensations combo that are going to get a chance to go head-to-head in a game now.
Looks like Buttles wasn't expecting the snap there, and he gets taken down for a loss. A little surprising here that they've gone with run plays to start out this drive. You think being down 17 with 7 minutes left, you'd like to air it out a little bit more, and Buttles has been efficient through the air today.
He's also been efficient with his legs, so he can do it with his legs as well. But sometimes what you're trying to do is set something up, right? So you could be, it's just the first play, set up the run. So what they're not doing is either putting everybody in the box, they're giving you the opportunity to be able to do something different with your offense.
Second down and long, they have to go to the air here. Buttles has nowhere to escape. He is taken down and sacked.
I'll tell you, he's unfortunately not on our roster. We don't have a 93 on our roster, so we apologize that we're not giving him some recognition right there. But boy, what a great job as you saw him break through right the middle and come up there and make a big sack right there and make it long right here for an opportunity for St. Francis.
So third down and long here with 5 minutes left, and they're going to give it to Dominic Cook Jr., and he'll get some of the lost yardage back. It's up to about the 30. So a gain of 5. Well, they gave him a little more than that. They're walking this up to about the 33-yard line.
Brings up about 4th down and 14.
That would make it 4th and about 14 here.
So they're going to go for this. And obviously you're down. You need scores at this point. So there's totally understandable why you're doing this, because you're trying to be able to get back into this game, and there's only so many possessions when it's 4:28 and ticking.
They have gone 2 for 2 on 4th down. One came by way of penalty, but we'll take a timeout here. I believe that was called by St. Francis. So they will take a moment to get things sorted out. We'll keep it right here. Timeout taken by the head man, Jerry Smith, for the Red Raiders. He, much like his quarterback, Trent Buttles, he was a quarterback safety hybrid for Bishop Turner back in the day. Graduated 1977, attended Erie Community College for 2 seasons while working as a JV football coach for his alma mater. Also played collegiately at Oskaloosa College in Iowa, and then came home, played for Canisius. Started at St. Francis as an assistant in 1981, and then was named the head coach in 1988. And he's coached some names over the years. Tom Telesco, who was most recently the general manager of the Vegas Raiders and is currently a personnel executive for the Philadelphia Eagles. former Jaguars general manager David Caldwell, who was the architect of the 2017 squad that almost beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship game, son of Bill Polian, Chris Polian, and also Giants head coach and former Bills OC Brian Daboll, just a few of the names that have been coached by Jerry Smith.
And his own son, who's out coaching right now, making a big name for himself.
And now Buttles on 4th down. He is sacked, and the ball came out, but they blow the play dead there. And now Buttles is down on his backside. A little slow to get up, obviously. Dealing with a little bit of pain here coming into this game, and I'm sure he's played through some. Gutting it out here for his team, and he'll walk off the field with the assistance of his teammates. And I did not mean to give, Tom, as you mentioned, Kyle Smith short shrift, who is the assistant general manager currently for the Atlanta Falcons, also a St. Francis football alum.
First and 10 Knights at the Red Raider 30.
It's now the offense back out on the field here for the Knights. Going for the 50 burger. Isaiah Simmons in motion across the formation. Flannery's going to put it up through the air. Lost this one down the far sideline. It is caught for the touchdown by Isaiah Simmons. 30 yards out. He goes up and mosses Dominic Cook Jr. And there's your 50 burger for Catholic Memorial.
Been waiting to fit that you got mossed in one.
I could have said it for Mason Anderson. Mason Anderson's had a couple mossings in this game. And now they're going to send out the PAT unit. 56 points would tie their season high last year. And the snap spot kick is up, and it is good. 56-32 with 4:10 left to go in the 4th quarter here. And while we have another chance here, we'll take a moment to remind you of our featured sponsors for today's game. Those being Damon University, Richmond Vona LLC, Logistics Plus of Buffalo, G&G Fitness Equipment, as well as Wingnuts Buffalo. And we'd also like to thank SUNY Cortland, Pathfinder College Planning, Dan Chacha Injury Attorneys, 510 Toy Shop and Sports Cards, The Mental Match with Sam Recco, Canisius High School, St. Joseph's Collegiate Institute, St. Francis High School, the Trench Trophy, Lewis & Lewis PC, Colvin Cleaners, and B&T Supply, Western Division.
I will say this. I do believe both teams can come out of this game with positive things to go back home with. And we already talked about coming into this one that St. Francis had some key injuries and have overcome, obviously, some of those, especially in that first half of the game, the way they put up points. But this is something to me where St. Francis, especially as you're going to get into local play here very shortly, and you're going to see the Joes and the Tymans and the Canisiuses of the world, this is a type of game that gets you ready for that, because I'll tell you, folks, it is intense. If you are a Catholic Memorial fan, locally it gets very, very intense here in the Monsignor Martin Conference. It truly is a rivalry game, whether it's going to be St. Francis, St. Joe's, or St. Francis and Canisius. It will be an absolute smash mouth football game is the best way to explain it, like Dick Gallagher always does. And he would absolutely say that we're going to see that this year from these teams.
Certainly, no doubt about it. Good test here for the St. Francis team. Good litmus test, if you will, for them.
Any time you have teams that want to run the ball, it's going to be in the trenches of those teams going at it, and that's really where you talk about smash mouth football. When you have teams that want to run the ball, you will absolutely see that happening. And you can look to that line every single time when a play goes off. It'll be the line that can open up the holes.
New quarterback in the game here for St. Francis, and there's a nice first down carry.
we just hope Buttles is okay, because he did come off arm in arm with some people to walk off the field. So we just hope that he's okay and that that's not going to be an injury that's going to be last. It's more because of the score that they're going to give somebody an opportunity.
New quarterback in the game is the sophomore Bray Babbage.
And Babbage helped them get the win last week for St. Francis. So he actually come in and got some time last week to be able to help St. Francis get their victory.
Short carry on first down. And if you hear the name Babbage, you think, wait a minute, is that? Yes, indeed. He is the brother of Laney Babbage, member of the Orchard Park Quakers softball team, also known as the reigning Class AA state champions for softball. And, of course, Bray and Laney are the children of Bills defensive coordinator Bobby Babbage.
And was named the Roger Weiss, the Weiss Sorrow Cup champion. Laney Babbage was named Player of the Year as our award that we give out for Western New York Athletics. She was named the Player of the Year.
And here's the snap, the give to Williams, and Williams, the couple first down totes on this drive.
First down, Red Raiders. '26 Ivan Messiah with the tackle.
So they get it into enemy territory. Does the Red Raiders. Now here's the snap. Babbage with the handoff to Williams, and that time he is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. As the clock winds, under 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter for St. Francis. They are now 0-3 in their last 3 home games dating back to the end of last season.
And that was, if you remember, St. Joe's had a big win here against St. Francis in the playoffs. That was the one that you're referring to last year.
That was indeed how their season ended last year. Lost in the Monsignor Martin semifinals in overtime, 23-20 to St. Joe's.
Yeah, St. Joseph's defense came to play that game. That was when you came into the game, because St. Francis had won earlier in the year, it was an upset for St. Joe's to be able to win. But St. Joe's came in here and played what they needed to do, a perfect game, and they really came and did that.
Here's Bray Babbage, going to air it out for the first time. Going down the sideline, looking for Anderson. It's incomplete, but a penalty flag will fly there.
And then a late one, another one. There's 2 flags right here. He threw another one late.
That was A.J. Hoylett, number 19, in coverage for Catholic Memorial, who it looks like is one of those penalties will be against him.
Yeah, the one that goes so late normally is that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So we'll see what the first one is, because that was at the end of the play. This could be 2 flags necessarily.
Pass interference, Knights. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Knights.
They're both going against Catholic Memorial, PI and unsportsmanlike conduct.
So because it was after the play, they're going to march both of these off is what they're going to do right now.
That'll get them down deep in the red zone there, make it a goal-to-go situation. And you got 4 receivers on the pattern, 1 back. It is Nick Williams. Bray Babbage, the quarterback. He takes the snap. He's going to look to throw. He gets hit as he throws. His pass is caught no less.
The only negative to him catching that is the time keeps going right here. So St. Francis is going to need to hustle up here a little bit as this time is almost over.
Complete to Cole Roto there. And the clock keeps winding as it's 2nd down and goal. Babbage going to keep it himself. Now makes one man miss and then gets hammered down after a short gain. That'll make it 3rd down, and we'll see if they want to run one more play here. And they're lined up for one more play here. We'll see if they get the snap off. They do. Here's Bray Babbage. He fires. It is incomplete. He was looking for Cole Roto. That one falls incomplete, and that is it. So this will make the bus ride, the 6.5-hour bus ride back to West Roxbury, a little more bearable here for the Catholic Memorial Knights as they pick up the 56-32 victory over the St. Francis Red Raiders. They move to 2-0 on the season. And St. Francis will fall as they are slated to open up here in-state play. They fall to 2-1. Valiant effort, Tom. As you said, things you like for both teams. I think for St. Francis, you have to really feel good about what you saw from Trent Buttles today, the plays he made with his legs and with his arm, and just a couple mistakes here. And at the end of the day, he went up against a really good team, really good out-of-state team in the Catholic Memorial Knights.
I totally agree. And also, I like what Cook did, too. You got to like what Anderson did, too, at receiving. No doubt it's setting them up for what they need to be ready for, and that is conference play. I really like what I've seen from a couple of these guys. And remember, you're also going to add another dynamic running back into that backfield. It is going to be something to watch.
So that does it here. What's next for both of these teams? Catholic Memorial, they return home next week to host the Neshoba Valley Tech Vikings of Westford, Massachusetts next Friday at 6 p.m. Meanwhile, St. Francis will be on the road next Friday at 7 p.m. taking on Cathedral Prep of Erie, Pennsylvania. That's going to do it here for us. For everybody in our broadcast crew, including our camera operators Russ Battaglia and Josh Wilson, our on-site technical producer Heidi Gunther, and my color man Tom Prince, this is Tanner Saunders saying thank you for listening to this presentation here. Week 3 action between the Catholic Memorial Knights and the St. Francis Red Raiders. Knights win this one 56-32. We'll see you next time here on Western New York Athletics.